perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting.
Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!
What are you doing, How you doing, people? How you doing? Let me just fix the camera, but how you doing? Such a lovely, lovely afternoon. It looks like both sides, where Hugo is and where I am, the sun is out. So we are all both enjoying the sun, which is a good thing. I'm joined again by Hugo. We used to do this a lot, where he analyzes the seasons and he tells me how he feels the season has gone and how things are going to go next season. So welcome. You know, this Beyond the Fandom, I'll be doing it a lot in the evening because there's a lot of fans out there who always want to come in and say their point of view, and they don't have the chance sometimes on these big channels. But here, obviously, as always, where opinions matter, you can come here and you can say whatever you want. So if you want, drop me a DM on Twitter, and you can be next on the show. I can be doing this every day, every evening. But today it's Hugo. So Hugo, I haven't spoken to you in a long time. I think last time I spoke to you, you were the one who predicted that Liverpool are going to have a downfall, and Klopp is going towards his end, and Klopp left England. So you prophesized that. But this year, it looks like it's been us. How have you seen it? Because I have seen you on the group. You're always level-headed, and you're always telling us, "Oh, come down, this and this." But I've also seen a shift in you. So how are you feeling yourself right now? Because a lot of City fans are losing it. I am in a lot of groups, and people are losing it.
Yeah, well, Patrick, it's been an unfamiliar feeling all of this season. Something that City wasn't quite used to. Fortunately for us, the first 2 months, the schedule was really to our advantage, and we only really played one big game, and that was the game that we lost Rodri in. That was the Arsenal game, right? And we came away with a draw then. The 2 months after that, it was all downhill, and something that no City fan has experienced for, well, the entire era since Sheikh Mansour took over the club, right? So anybody who would have experienced that before would have been with the club for a time preceding the last 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? From the times when we got relegated and we're playing in the championship or the third division and that type of thing. So it felt very uncomfortable. We were not able to find any excuses really, because the truth is injuries are really a part of the game. So we have a friend who likes to say that if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? Yeah. and there is some merit to that, because for many years, Patrick, I've been saying to you, why are we running Rodri into the ground? The day when Rodri gets injured, we're going to mess up, right? Yeah. You know my take on the whole Calvin Phillips thing, right?
Yeah.
We got rid of him. So on Gundogan, who was playing that backup to Rodri or playing alongside Rodri, when he was there, he left and went to Barcelona. We did not have any real backup. Rodri continued to play games. It was getting, it took a toll on his body, right? Yeah. So that is one thing we can look at. He's Ballon d'Or level, right? Congratulations to Rodri again for getting that Ballon d'Or. Well deserved, right? Nobody deserved it more than Rodri. Matter of fact, Rodri would have had a shout for it the year before. But we understand that it was a World Cup year, and Messi got the, late 2022, that World Cup kind of pushed Messi above Rodri for it. But yeah.
Oh, is that the Haaland or the one? Oh, the one also Haaland missed up on? Which one?
Yeah, Haaland missed it, but the fact is, Rodri could have gotten it that year too. But what Rodri has done now is that he actually made people look at the position that he plays even more now, because not since Lothar Matthäus in 1990 or something like that as a central defensive midfielder won the Ballon d'Or, right? So we understand how important that position is, especially to our system. And I think one of the main problems I've had with how we play is the style of play. Not so much what formations we choose, and not so much and not so much that it's possession based, right? But overall, the style of play that we've been employing out there, it's become lethargic, it's become slow, it's become predictable, right? And having some of the very same players there that we've had before, those players just don't have the same legs that they've had. And the truth is, we have also changed. We have also gone on from some of those players that we have had before that, were very fluid in the system, learned the system, and were doing very well. We lost Mahrez. You get what I'm saying? We lost Sterling. We lost a lot of players that contributed very much to how we play. I don't think we have the same type of wing quality that we've had over the past 5, 6, 7 years. We don't have the same wing quality. While Doku is doing his thing, it's not the same level of Mahrez. He can't score like Mahrez. He doesn't give assists like Asane, right? He's not as dominant as a Sterling was. You're not getting those numbers from him. 1 year only Messi was above Sterling in GA, right? A lot of people forget that. So really and truly, why we wanted to get a striker was because we had persons who were contributing and all of that. And the striker was just the cherry on top. But we were already winning the league. So without these wingers now, what we find is that we're not breaking down teams who have found only one way to really play against City. And that is really with the low block defense, right? So what we really want to do is we need to change our style of play if we are going to bring people out. It cannot be the same because the quality of the players are not there anymore. You have to, and this is simple when it comes to coaching, you have to put together a style of play and formations that match the players that you have. You can't force players into the system that you have there. When you do that, right, they are going to fall short, right? You saw a clip of Pep Guardiola praising Nunes before he came to City, saying he's one of the best,
the best
and all of
midfielders
that.
he's ever seen.
And exactly, and then coming to say that he doesn't have the quality, right? Maybe not those exact words, but saying he doesn't have the quality now at City, and we have him playing at right back. So those things are some of the things that have put us in the position that we're in now. So I mean, you can take it over from here. That those are just a few of the points.
Yeah, I wanted.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. So
just to add also that I believe that the signings that we made in January, that those signings would have gone on for the rest of the season, at least 3 of them, right, to be a major part of what we were doing. We see where Kusanov, I would have given him an 8 out of 10 for his performances up until now. Every footballer messes up at time. It was his first game, the Chelsea game. Not worried about that, right? The mistake that he made. And I put a lot of blame on Akanji, right, for that. But then there was also a communication barrier, and everybody understands that, right? But Kusanov is one for the future, and he should be getting more games. I haven't seen him in about 8 games now. None at all. Right?
It's surprising, isn't it? Doesn't that surprise you though that he has dropped? Maybe look, for me as a City fan, I don't know how you feel. I am surprised that Nico Gonzalez and Kusanov, especially the two, have been dropped because I thought when they came into the team looked different. Look, Nico Gonzalez made mistakes, but I don't know if people are going to like this, but I was watching Rodri in his first season. Rodri made worse mistakes than Gonzalez. I remember Rodri giving the ball to Son, and Son going through and go, and then they beat us at the Spurs Stadium. I remember against Madrid, Gundogan and Rodri messing up completely at the point where City fans were like, can this guy replace Fernandinho? So I don't understand. Why do you think he has dropped Kusanov and Gonzalez like this completely, where Gonzalez came in just for 2 minutes? I don't know if you saw that. Only for 2 minutes he played him in the game before. I was like, why is he doing that?
Yeah, I really don't know. Being the only specialist CDM that we have there at the club, I thought we would have gone through, let him acclimatize a little bit more, right? Give him that chance. However, I believe that we're rewarding players who are basically on the last end of their time at City right now. I see where that is something that we are doing. I believe that the manager knows that he is comfortable with his position, so he's trying to see out what he can see. He knew that we weren't going to be challenging at some point early in the season. We weren't going to be challenging for the title because Liverpool was running away with it, right? And the FA Cup, I've been saying this from when it's FA Cup is the only chance that we were going to have, and here we are in the final. So hopefully we can hit that. But why Nico hasn't been playing, I don't know. I can't really wrap my head around that. What I've been hearing is that with Kusanov winning the February player of the month award, right, for the Etihad and all of that, is that he's been concentrating on the language, right? And he's doing a lot of work before training, after training, and all of that, so that his communication will be up for next season, right? Yes, that is very important, right? So I'm hoping that next season we won't have a problem with that. So that looks like it's a decision that management came with and said, hey, you know what? We're just gonna run with it, and do that. The next thing is Marmoush. Marmoush should be playing, right? I don't think he should be on the bench any at all with the quality of the players that we have in the front three. He should be on the field whether Haaland is on the field or not, right? Find a way to play them, right? Marmoush can play wide at times, right? But he's proven that he is quality, and I'm happy for that signing, right? As it relates to the fourth signing race, we can't grade him because we've just not seen enough.
Yeah, we haven't seen him at
Right?
all. And he's young, isn't it? And he's young. He's young.
Yeah.
And he's very young, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Victor, so he's very young. So look, there you've rated
Yeah.
all the new signings. Now let me start asking you. Obviously, these are the signings that, according to a lot of sources, what's your opinion on Gibbs White? Because I haven't heard you say anything. Because it looks like Hugo. A lot of people have different opinions. People are looking at him saying City are missing legs. City will need legs. They'll need effort. And some people are like, oh, we're only signing him. There's a few people who have actually said we're only signing him because he's English. And what better Englishman is out there? The fees are looking like it's 70, 80. But people say we don't want to go over 60. But what's your opinion on Gibbs White? Do you see the vision from Pep, or you're like, I don't know why we're signing Gibbs White?
The only reason would be like what others have said, that
English
he would
quota.
match and all of that. I don't really see Morgan Gibbs White as a type of player that we really would need. The truth is, I've been reserved a little bit about Wharton, but Wharton would be more of an English player that I think would match our system. But if we have Rodri coming back and we already bought Nico, I don't know if getting Wharton in would make any sense. Yeah, you understand me? I'm happy that some of our English-based local players, or CFA players, have been doing well. O'Reilly, for example, right? I think he will be able to play a lot more games and a lot earlier come next season, because he won't have to worry about us wondering, can he do it? He's proven that, right? So getting him more in the mix and thing, because I believe he's one of those players that can actually play that that hybrid Stones role that he played in that treble season, right? He scores goals. He can pass very well. He can defend. He's naturally a midfielder, not naturally a left back, right? So he can play that role. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Style of play is going to be very important. How we really want to set up ourselves going forward. So Morgan Gibbs, he's a non-starter for me, right? That guy is really a non-starter for me. But let's see. Who knows what can come of him if he gets to City and he works hard. But we've seen the mistakes already with people like Calvin Phillips. And I won't even talk about Jack, because the truth is what Jack did the year when we won the treble may not have been ideal city football and all of that, but he did what was important and what was needed to be done in that season for us to get
Yeah, that
all
is
of
true.
those
Yeah.
trophies. That 100 million really doesn't bother me that much. The trophies have come. We won again. Thing that he didn't participate much in thing about, but we need to try and limit the amount of bad signings that we end up making. I think we've made a couple of them that didn't need to be made. Nunez to me is never going to be the right person. To me, I think it's gone. Calvin Phillips wasn't. It's gone as well.
Mm.
So if we're gonna bring an English player in, and to me it doesn't matter the amount of money because we know they're going to squeeze City. Everybody's
Yeah.
going to squeeze City, right? But if we think the player can match the system, it doesn't really matter the money to me as long as we stay within the stuff. Because we know they'll come and get us.
Yeah.
As it
That is
affects. But yeah,
that is true. So anyway, talking about because you've spoken about the new signings and then you've spoken about players like Gibbs White, which I mentioned. Verts, obviously, there's rumors that we might get we might get him, but I think at the end of the day, it looks like Bayern are leading that. So I'm not going to talk about that. But now I wanted to ask you about players leaving because I got sentimental. By the way, I thought we can start keeping Bernardo Silva, we can keep KDB maybe. What is your opinion on that? Because KDB looks like he's speaking in the media with a bit of salt and a bit of anger, saying they didn't offer me a contract. What's your opinion? Like, do you think that we can salvage some of these players, or you think like what? Let's start afresh. Goodbye, everybody who was from the treble. These guys, that time is gone.
no, not everybody from the treble needs to go. I have marked out separate. Well, I'm not batting for Edison to leave the club. I think Edison deserves to stay at the club. If a goalkeeper comes in and gets him out, which Ortega has had the opportunity and hasn't gotten out Edison, right? Then Edison should continue. But I believe we need a senior person in every line. So we should keep Ruben, right? Ruben Diaz. Rodri is gonna be the senior person in terms of midfield. And the truth is, up front, we really don't need any senior person like that per se because we have Haaland and we have Marmoush. They both have experience and everything. They're fine to me. We really don't need to be hanging on to the Kevin De Bruyne's for me. Um, Bernardo is a utility player and would offer more staying because he can do more stuff. We would just use him less. He stays fit. Kevin De Bruyne cannot stay fit. So that's a different thing. You get what I'm saying? We've seen the best of Gundogan already. Number 8, Gundogan is different from number 19. 19 is really, we should not be sacrificing the development of McAtee for still playing Gundogan. That's my opinion. Not necessarily the same thing. McAtee can't do all the same things that Gundogan can. But at the end of the day, as long as he's there and getting game time, some of those players aren't getting game time. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So they can go for me. So Ruben, maybe another, maybe Akanji, right? But not Akanji, Ake, Stones, everybody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe 2 of them in defense can stay. Rodri, of course, as a senior. But all the others, they yeah man, their time is up. They can go.
Yeah, the midfielders. I think most of the midfielders, to be honest with you, we need to change. I think maybe Silva, you're right, but maybe if he gets rotated and there's a bit of what you can say again rotation for him and rest, he'll be able to come back. Now, just one more, if I can ask you, what's your feeling on the FA Cup yourself after this Southampton game, and what was your feeling on this Southampton game? Because you know that apparently out of 46 or 43 clean sheets, they have only kept 2, and the 2 is us and somebody else. But what's your feeling with Southampton lineup, and what's your feeling with the FA Cup? Do you think we're going to do it against Crystal Palace?
Well, obviously, I watched the entire game. Haaland showed rust. He wasn't in the best of form before he got injured, and he showed rust and didn't quite finish off some of those opportunities that fell his way. We created, but we weren't finishing. I'm not too worried about it for the FA Cup. I'm sure we're not going to fire blanks at Wembley. However, if we go down by more than a goal, it's going to be too much for us to climb with the hunger that Crystal Palace, I believe, have. So that's why I'm saying we need to take the game by the scruff of the collar, and we basically need to bury that game from early, right? We need to put our chances away early. We are the superior team. We should have possession, right? But we can't be wasteful in front of goal. So I would start Doku no matter what. Let him get injured before, but if he put some goals or he gets an assist or whatever, and that is on the board, when he comes off, we can always get some guys on who can run down the clock. But coming from behind, that City is not there anymore. That City used to come from behind only on occasion. That very same City that used to come from behind was the City that used to put away people very early. First half, 2-3-0, and then you know that we're going to cruise. Either we'll continue to score or we'll lock it off, and the game will end as it is. But we weren't the team that were constantly coming from behind, right? We did it on occasion, but it's not something that we can practice. And this Crystal Palace team is hungry for something. So, yeah, I believe that we can win it, though. I believe we can.
Yeah, I think we lost him there for a minute. I think we lost him. I don't know. I'm gonna speak to him later. Anyway, guys, that was Hugo, and I don't know. I think we've lost him for a minute there, but that was Hugo. As I said, guys, if anybody is interested to do these shows where you come on as a fan and then we speak, go ahead. Let me know on Twitter. Let me know in my DMs. That's Patrick at True City Fan on Twitter. But that was Hugo. He was talking about the season. He was talking about how City have struggled. It's been a disappointing season. He spoke about Rodri's absence. Then he spoke about the new signings and the importance of integrating them into the team and the importance he's seen from the new signings. He talked about Kusanov and the fact that he's given Kusanov 8 out of for his back. He spoke about Kusanov and is it freezing? Yeah. So I think it just kicked you out or something.
Yeah.
For a minute there. Yeah, but he spoke about how Kusanov has been great. Then he spoke about how we have to change the system. But before I let Hugo go on, I thank him for coming on, and it's been a good 25 minutes. As I said, guys, anybody out there who wants to do these, go ahead, let me know. I might do another one with Hugo during the weekend, any other day when he's resting, when he's at home. We'll do another one, and then we'll talk about the ambitions for next season and who he sees we better signings, because sometimes people do scoutings and sometimes people bring down idea. So Hugo, Pep Guardiola, do you see him staying beyond? I know he's got the 2-year contract, but do you see him staying beyond the next season? Do you think after next season, even if he wins, is he gonna stay? I think he'll go personally. I think after this, if he wins it or anything, I think he leaves and retires, as he says. He said he wants to rest for a while. That's what he said in an interview.
All right, it's obvious that the club will go into next season with Pep Guardiola, right? And the managers out there that we could be looking at, possibly to replace Pep Guardiola, I don't think we've even started that process as yet. Knowing City, before Pep leaves, we're going to be announcing, just like how he was announced before Pellegrini left. Everybody knew that after Pellegrini. Yeah, I think that's what City is going to do. I think the organization believes that shows, and it does show that we are organized, we know what we are doing, and all of that. So with that said, I think Guardiola is going to have, it depends on what happens in next season, whether he finishes out. Because the contract is 2 more years, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 more years. Yeah, 2 more years. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll see it out once he gets some success next year. He'll see it out, and they'll announce then who the other person would be coming in. That's basically the long and short of it. But he has to take a lot of accountability for what has happened this season and just lay things at, for example, the feet of injuries. I don't like when we do that, because we have criticized fan bases over the years for using
Liverpool, Arsenal, yeah.
and we have been able to overcome many before, right? Delph, Zinchenko, those guys weren't left backs. We had injuries in the position, and we used persons there, and we still were able to be successful, right? One of the things too, Patrick, before this slips me, is maybe we need to grow the squad a little bit more, because we've always been the team that has the smallest squad, right? And what we have realized now is that injuries can really mess us up when it comes to that, especially certain positions, right? So I mean, grow the squad some more, or definitely make sure that key positions. I've never liked the fact that we have no third string keeper, right? I've never liked the fact, because Carson is not available to play any game, really. He's not in competition to play any game. So we only have two options, right? It's better for me. I would prefer us to get a CFA young guy in there and have him play some Carabao Cups. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd prefer that. And CDM is one such position too, right? Where we can get somebody. So even if these players are coming from CFA, but have a squad, because and I think we're seeing that now. Echeverry hasn't been able to play, and he's a player we have already. Nobody's been able to talk about Echeverry and his quality.
He's quality.
I'm telling you, he could be playing, but we just haven't played him, and that's why I want these older guys to go, because these young guys can come in and get an opportunity and start to show us what is what. Yeah, so just looking forward to the summer, seeing who will add to those January signings and where we go from there.
Are you looking forward to the Club World Cup? Because that's where you might see it very.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Club World Cup, but not with the usual anticipation of us going into certainty. Yeah, I'm not expecting us to go really far or really deep. I'm expecting us to use it as the same way we would use
preseason
when we went on the American tour or the Asian tour for the summers. Yeah, no different. Just to feel out the squad, see what's what, and yeah, that's basically it. And I think that's what every club will be doing anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not expecting that, hey, City is going to bounce back right away and roll over everybody. Yeah.
That is true. So guys, that was the show, exactly 30 minutes. As I said, it's beyond fandom. If you want every evening, if you've got time, let me know. It doesn't matter who you are. You come on and you speak your mind. Trust me, I have so many questions to ask people. So there's so many. We didn't run out of them on this show, but I'll have Hugo again on the show to speak on more things. But Hugo, thank you very much, and I appreciate you for coming on. And enjoy. I don't know if you're at work, but enjoy your rest of your day.
Yeah, man. All right, Patrick. Take care. Cool. Thanks for having me.
Wins tackles! In front! It's a title winner!
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hit! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting! Trick getting!
Still the appetite is there for more.